Hey, good afternoon. It's Jim from JAGfx.com. It is Saturday, the 5th of April 2025. This is just my weekly analysis video where we have a look at some of the Forex pairs and metals that I'm trading on the daily time frame using the high probability and divergence trading methods from my books. All right, hope everyone's weekend's going okay. It's 6:20 p.m. on a Saturday, so this is a late video for me. Both my football teams lost yesterday, so I'm not happy about either of them. But there's been a lot happening this week. Donald Trump, tariffs. It's messed up the whole world financially. So lots happened. Also had a bit of a bender on the midweek, which is unusual for me. So I went out on a Wednesday night for a friend's birthday and ended up messing up my charts a bit. Some good, some bad, but we'll get into them. All right, let's get into the charts. All right. This is TradingView. I do all my analysis on TradingView. It's just easy for me to write notes. All my trading's done MT5. I'm not a trade signal provider by any means. Don't follow me blindly. Please do your own analysis. I'm not a trade signal provider. I make mistakes. As you know, I've been doing this for a few years. And you can, I just look at this big candle here. This is the Aussie USD. This is my watch list on the right. There's a lot I want to talk about. It's hard to tell what's what here on this watch list, but there's a lot happening. So let's get into it. I've got notes here, but I've got about 3 pages of them. But so, all right, Aussie. Last trade I took. All right, let's have a look. There was a sell in here. I just left this on the chart for the video. There was a sell in here, which I wish I was still in, obviously, but I'm not. And you can read there, closed half, and the 2nd of April stopped out for a very small overall profit. So I just leave it on the chart to show you guys and girls what happened. In the meantime, on Thursday, I took this buy. Friday morning, took this buy. And as Murphy's Law would have it, it just dropped like an absolute stone. You know, just look at this going back to, when's that, 11th of September 2024. There's not a candle that big anywhere to be seen. Australia got hit with a tariff like every other country, but it's only pretty low, the Australians. I think it's only 10% or something. Not like, as you know, I live in Cambodia. I'm actually heading back to Vietnam at the end of this month, but Cambodia and Vietnam both got hit with like 49% or something. I'm not sure how they come up with that number because Cambodia only charges, I think, 35% is their maximum tariff on US goods. So I don't know how the Trump administration worked out 49%, but it's one of the highest. All right, these green levels are big round numbers. In this case, it's 65 cent. That's a 70 cent up there. This is a 60 cent. So we've come down to 60 cents, which is be interesting to see how it holds there. So I took this buy, and we've got a red dot on the MACD platinum below the 0 level, but there's no sell, no red QMP for the dot. So we're in no man's land at the moment, just waiting on something else to happen. We're losing on that trade. Just like common with a lot. All right, BTC, Bitcoin, 24/7 market. One thing the tariffs didn't affect was Bitcoin. Have a look at this, just going sideways. We're in the sell from the 29th of March, and it's just gone nowhere. I think, I'm just trying to think what I'm on the 8 hours. Hang on, let's have a quick look at my 8 hour charts. BTC, yeah, I'm in a buy. So I'm in a sell on the daily and a buy on the 8 hour. That's the 8 hour chart, sorry about that. All right, so we're in the sell, going nowhere. MACD platinum above the 0 level. There was hidden bearish divergence there. So we're just waiting. Let's just go back to the Aussie. Yeah, this buy was taken on hidden bullish divergence. So we'll see how this pans out. All right, CAD Yen, we're in a sell from the 1st of April. Based on hidden bearish divergence there. It's popped down and it's heading in the right direction anyway. Just got to be careful. This low here, MACD platinum still above the 0 level, so we just wait to see what happens. Pound CAD, now here we go. I took this buy here on the, when was that? The 1st of April. based on hidden bullish divergence there. Now we've got a new sell signal on Monday. It's not a valid sell signal, so it's not a standalone trade, but because this is one of the multi-sequence hedging trades, it's a hedge sell for sequence 1, and it's a commencement of a new sequence, so sequence 2 is a sell. So hedge 1, sequence 2 is sell. I've already written the notes there. It'll give me an overall break-even somewhere, I'd imagine probably down here somewhere. And we also do loss recovery. So this initial buy was for 0.12. I'll close half of that, and I use half of the loss recovery. So there's your loss. That's the initial buy there. There'll be a loss, and I'll take a sell trade for 0.18. That'll give me 2 targets, which I don't know yet, and that'll be these 2 yellow lines once I get them in place. So we're just trying to do loss recovery. So it's a sell, hedge sell, and a second sell. So but if you were trading the traditional method, you'd probably have a stop in place below this low here, and more than likely you would have been stopped out of this buy trade. It's just, it doesn't worry me because of I knew the tariff announcement was coming up, and even Blind Freddy knew it was coming. A lot of people would have stayed out the trades because of the volatility, whereas my method, I don't really care. As much as I'm complaining and bitching about it, it's good for me. I like it, except when I make mistakes. All right, Japanese pound yen. Let's have a look here. I'm on notes. Not much happening there. Right, a couple of things. We did poke through all my loss recovery levels during the night. I was out. I didn't catch any of that. I could have probably got out before I went out, but the MACD platinum's still above the 0 level, so I'm not in a hurry to get out. I'll give it another day or so and just see where we go. My last trade was a sell up here, so we're not going to really, unless there's a huge reversal. We are getting down to a low here. Let's have a look. Let's move this blue line around a bit. So, pretty significant sort of level that now. You can see it touched here, came in here, a couple of touches there. We've sort of touched there again. So we're in multiple sequences. The overall break-even is there. So we're through that. We've got through the different other couple of break-even levels. The solid yellow line is the overall break-even. It's just the MACD's not through the 0 level. And there was someone mentioned in one of the groups, I think Telegram channel yesterday, Jim, what are you doing? I went, nah, I'll just wait. I'd like to have a bit of faith in my system. I'd hate to get out now and it just keeps on dropping and I could have made more. So we'll follow the rules. So we're getting close though to take some action here. At least it's heading in the right direction, but we need some follow through on Monday or something like that. Right, pound USD. Now this is one I did mess up. All right. Here, I missed an entry. I should have been in that entry down here somewhere. This buy, instead of taking it up here. Should have been in there, which would have made these levels a lot closer. I stuffed up. I was out on the drink on Wednesday and I slept in on Thursday. So, my mistake. But it did save me in one pair, which we'll see shortly. So, why is it highlighted? Oh yeah, sequence 4, this buy trade here. Where are we? Over here. Sequence 4, there's a buy trade taken in here. Stop and place there. It was stopped out overnight. So it was stopped out for a profit and it was $147.67. I just made a note of that because when this reverses, which it probably will, I can take into consideration that profit when it comes to overall break-even, stuff like that. But yeah, so there's a bit of a bummer. Friday's action was all the opposite way. It's getting all messy. It's the ugly charts. But we're still in this. We're in multiple sequences, except for sequence 4. That's no longer a sequence. I'll tidy up the charts once I finish. XAU, USD, gold. Right, let's have a look here. Right, we're going into multi-sequence hedging. We're already in multi-sequence hedging. Sequence 1, sequence 2. Now we've got a sequence 3. We've got a new sell on Monday. And this is a valid sell signal. I didn't know that. I'll make a note of that. So this is a valid sell signal. The MACD Platinum's above the zero level. We've got the regular bearish divergence, higher highs on price and lower highs on the MACD Platinum. And they say gold's a safe haven and it's dropping. All right, so we're going to take a sell on Monday. Now what that means is that'll be trade 2 for sequence 1. So sell, buy, second sell. Sequence 2, that'll be a hedge sell, and we commence a new sequence 3. With regards to the loss recovery, I will close the sequence 2 buy. I'm going to take a loss there, and then we'll take a new sell for 0.20. We'll have targets. I'll get ready to put these lines in place once I work all that out. So that's a new sell for Monday, and for me it's a part of my multi-sequence trading in that. So it's gold, silver. All right, all good here. On Monday, these are 2 huge candles, unbelievable huge candles. You don't see the occasional big candle on the metals, like there, big moves, but that's two very big ones. And for me, it's good. All right, let's go through it. Sequence 1, already stopped out. So this, ignore that, that's already happened. So it was a buy back on the 5th of March, closed half, 3rd of April, stopped out for an overall profit. So stopped out up here. So we locked in a profit. The entry was down here. So we had a good profit on that. So that's finished. That one's finished. So basically, we're just looking at sequence 2, 3, and 4. Multi-sequence hedging. That all that lines up there. We don't need that anymore. So there's my break-in for sequence 2. So it was a sell, buy, sell. Then it was sequence 3. It was just a buy, hedge, sell. And sequence 4 was this sell, so they were all the sells were taken there. Overall break-even was that solid yellow line, so we're blown through that, which is good. So what I'm going to do on Monday, close all S2 trades, so all sequence 2 trades are going to be closed. Close all sequence 2 and sequence 3, so it's the sell, buy, sell, and the buy, sell. And sequence 4, I'm just going to drop a stop in place here. Put a stop at 32,034. So it just protects all my positions and we take a profit. So that's all good. On the loss recovery, there's my target 1, there's my target 2, blowing through both of them, and the MACD Platinum through the 0 level 2. So time to take some action, and possibly, no, we're not going to set up for divergence there. So on the 7th, going to close 0.16 and put a stop at the same place, 32,034. So silver, we're good. Killed it. So it's not all bad news, except for this one. Aussie Swiss, nothing happening here. I'm glad I took this hedge sell. So we had a buy, 2 buys. The MACD Platinum below the 0 level. The second buy was taken on a trend line break. Didn't really go anywhere. Got this sell signal, so I just hedged down. Fully hedged. So we're just locking in a loss at the moment. So we're just waiting. Euro Aussie, something happening here. It's not all doom and gloom, because this here, the MACD Platinum's through the 0 level. I already closed the loss recovery during the week because I can't remember where the targets were, but blew through them. So we closed most of that trade. It was a buy for 0.18. I've closed 0.12, put a stop in at 173.045, which is there. On Monday, we're blowing through the overall break-even. So this is traditional hedging. So this was a sell, and that was a hedge buy. And because the MACD Platinum was below the 0 level, also took a new sequence 1 here. I know it's back to front with numbers, but just the way it is. So I took a buy there. So on Monday, I'm closing both S2 trades and 0.03 of the S1 buy and stop at 173.045, which is the same place as that stop for the loss recovery. So put myself in a no-lose position on the Euro Aussie on Monday. Euro USD, again, this is one of the ones where I should have got in. I got in up here. I'll get rid of that because that's blowing through that line. All right, so my buy was there. It should have been down here, which would have put all these lines down closer, and I would have been in a much better position. Overall break even NA for now. I don't know what that means, so I'll go have to check my notes. So the loss recovery is up here. It's sort of no man's land. We're just waiting to see what happens. Going nowhere fast. You can pause the video, read what trades I've got on, have a look at my spreadsheets. In the meantime, there's big regular bearish divergence forming. Nothing's been confirmed. So what a sell, buy, hedge buy, second sell, buy. There's a stop there. Was there a stop? What have I been stopped out of? Must have been stopped out on something there. All right, I'm going to give me a sec. Pause the video. All right, my apologies. I've just worked it out. I'm in a traditional hedge on sequence 5. Sequence 7 is I've gone DCA, so it was a sell, second sell, and I'm waiting on a third sell somewhere because I haven't got to my break even yet. I think that's that yellow line there. Geez, we come close, didn't we? And I didn't get out. Yeah, bounced before I can get out. Sequence 8 is a buy, and I've closed half and got a stop in place. And sequence 1 is also a buy because the MACD platinum's below the 0 level. Got some profit to date. Got my loss recovery happening over there. It's just a grind. Sorry about that. All right, pound Aussie. Righto, what happened? Is it a buy? What happened there? Yeah, I just had to pause the video again, read my notes. I've got no idea what I'm doing here. I've closed all these trades. On the 1st of April, both trades closed because there's a buy here, which is in profit. I got this sell here, and it was looking a bit ugly. Where's the 1st of April? In there. It was just going nowhere. I got this buy signal here, and I decided against it. So I in hindsight, I probably should have taken it because look at that. I closed both trades for a overall profit. I'm just waiting on a better setup. So we're all done. There's nothing open on the pound Aussie at the moment. All right, pound Swiss. Now this is one I had some luck with. On my drunken Wednesday night, Thursday morning, because I slept in, this buy signal presented. And if I'd been at my charts on Thursday morning like I should have been, I would have taken this buy and I would have been in a world of pain. Because by the time I woke up, this candle already was down here. So it was already bearish. I decided I made a note at the time. I just was going to watch it, and if it come back up to the entry level, I would have taken a buy. But luck was on my side, and it's just dropped nicely 2 days. So I basically closed all my trades except for my loss recoveries all closed for profit, and I've closed most of my trades here. It was so I've closed trade 1, hedge 1, trade 2, and 0.2 of trade 3, which is a sell here, and a stop set there. So it's dropping nicely down this previous low. Look, I'm going to ditch this pair. I'm going to replace it with another pair. The reason being that negative swaps on the sell side are just ridiculous, and I don't know why, because normally swaps are based on interest rates between the two countries. In this case, obviously the UK and Switzerland. Didn't know there's that big a difference between them. So yeah, well, I got lucky, and look, I'll admit that. But sometimes, generally, luck, you get good and bad. I've had some bad luck. Sometimes you get some good luck. So we're out of the pound Swiss, and except for one trade we can't lose on. New Zealand, righto, Monday, new sell signals. Not a valid signal. It's just because I'm in traditional hedging here. So sequence 2, that's done and dusted. That was a sell, closed, put a stop in place, then stopped out for an overall small profit. So sequence 2's gone, forget about it. Sequence 1 was this buy here, based on hidden bullish divergence. And like the Aussie, it's just dropped like a rock on Friday. Again, stuck between two levels. In this case, it's 60 cent and 55 cent level. So Monday is a new hedge sell. That's all it is. My loss recovery, I go into loss recovery mode. So I close half of that buy. That was originally for 0.12. I close half of that buy, and that's my loss. That's my trade 1 loss. Trade 2, because this is a loss recovery based on the MACD Platinum, I have to wait for a new valid MACD Platinum setup, which more likely will be a buy. But in the meantime, we're going to hedge, lock in a loss there. This sequence 2 is finished. So that's all right. USD CAD. All right. This S2 buy, sell. You can forget about that. That's finished. That was stopped out for an overall small loss. There was a big negative swap on that also. Pip-wise, it was profitable, but swap-wise, it wasn't, which is not the end of the world. I don't mind taking the swap hits. Since then, I've taken this buy on the 1st of April. Yep, 1st of April. And it's gone against me. On Friday morning, I took a hedge sell. Same as the New Zealand, the loss recovery, I took a hit. There's my hit on the loss recovery. Now waiting on a valid MACD Platinum. We're below the 0 level of the MACD Platinum. We'll probably look at some divergence there. Let's have a look. Bullish divergence potentially there. Let's have a look. So there we go. In there. And same across there. Potentially forming, just so. Yeah, so we're sort of locking in a loss at the moment. That's a TH, so it's a traditional hedging. So we'll just put that there so we know S1, traditional hedge, buy, so there's no confusion. So we're hedged. All right, USD, Singapore dollar. So it's not all doom and gloom. And, even though I'm in a bit of a drawdown in my account, but it's hard to tell on the weekend too because all the spreads widen, so it makes your profit and losses not that good. But in a bit of a drawdown, Singapore dollar, we're still in this sequence 1, which seems to be going on forever. So as we crank up, and we got up close, but then we got the sell signal. So yeah, we're down here. Overall breaking's all the way down here. It's no big deal. I took a new sequence 2. Loss recovery mode. We're not going anywhere close to that. We're just in the grind with the US Singapore dollar. But again, tariff news has messed up the chart. And let's have a look at the US stock market. There we go. So we've had a couple of big down days. Broke this previous low here. Got to this low here. Burst through that on Friday, dropped like a stone. Let's have a look at the weekly chart. I'll just switch to a weekly chart, and that puts it, there's that low there. So the next low is this one here. So let's draw that sucker in. Make sure it's about there, give or take. So that's the next low there, significant sort of level. That's the weekly chart, so go back to daily, and it's not far to go at all. So, I don't know, Donald Trump, he's wiped off millions or trillions, I believe, of the US stock market. Is he doing the right thing? Creating turmoil. I guess they like to think they're smarter people than us. But, Jesus, he's created some grief. If you're just about to retire tomorrow and I don't know what you call it, like your 401k, or in Australia we call it superannuation. If you're going to retire tomorrow, you probably lost 50, 100,000, so it's not fair on those sort of people, but you can't have your cake and eat it too. We've had a huge bull market, so you're going to retracements or pullbacks. Nothing goes on forever. But that's made a significant high up there and it's just dropped away. When did Trump come in office? January 7th or something, was it? So he hasn't really done much with the market, pushed it up to its previous highs, and it's just dropped off since then. Yeah, all right. I won't worry about the DCA. My head's starting to hurt because of all the reversals and candles, and it's late tonight, and it's nearly time for a beer, and my football team's lost. Formula One's on, which is good. As obviously I'm an Aussie fan, so Jack Doohan's struggling a bit, but Oscar Piastri's going all right, and he's McLaren. That's from Japan tomorrow. I'm actually rooting for Yuki Tsunoda. It's his home Grand Prix. He's in the beast of a second Red Bull car, so I hope he goes all right. And I'm rooting for Liam Lawson too. I feel sorry for the bugger. All right, boys and girls, thanks for watching. If you do like the video, hit the like button. The subscribe button is always appreciated. Have a good weekend. Stay safe, and hopefully these markets will sort themselves out come Monday, and we'll get back into it. So one new valid trade signal on Monday. That's gold sell. All right, thanks. Cheers.